ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you back. Ben Stein is on deck. Before we get to him, the Dow down over 330 points today. 2 days ago, we were down well over 200 points, I think around 250. Yesterday, we recovered all that back and more. And today, we go in the complete opposite direction. And later in this hour, we'll speak to Rob Williams of Money News all about the reasons for why this is happening. But right now, I want us all to take a look at this.
Graded them if you've done all the things you described, and yet they're moving forward, not backwards.
Because the president has been clear that this is a longer-term proposition. There are other strikes that have been taken that have degraded their logistical ability, that have degraded their command and control structure, that have degraded their ability to supply their troops with money and other things. So there has been a broader effort underway that is consistent with our strategy that has been successful so far, but there is still a lot of work to be done, and that our strategy is reliant upon something that is not yet in place.
All right, our strategy is reliant upon something that's not in place. The reason we can't help these troops on the border of Turkey and the Kurds is because the president said it's going to be a long process. What on earth? And there's not a better piece that I've read in a long time that addresses all of this, and it's titled, "Is This the Presidential Leadership We Deserve?" Ben Stein, actor, author, economist, former speechwriter for Presidents Nixon and Ford, and Dreemz, columnist for Newsmax Magazine, joins us. Hi, Ben.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, but I don't know if the country's fine. What on earth?
No, the country is. Well, look, the country is fine. I'm sitting in my breakfast room at my house in Beverly Hills, looking out at the swimming pool and the flowers, and my dogs wandering around the flowers. But it's perfectly great here. But we are losing a gigantic war with the terrorists. I mean, these are people who have cut off the heads of our people on a worldwide internet. These are people who are violating every norm of civilized behavior, and we are hitting them with pinpricks. Look, when we were fighting the Nazis, we didn't say we're going to degrade their capabilities. We didn't say we're going to deprive them of cash. We said we're going to beat them. We're going to beat them. And this is something that this president doesn't seem to be able to get into his head. We're not going to do it in little baby steps. We have to take it seriously. It's a serious war. These guys are serious killers. They're highly motivated soldiers, extremely well armed. Thank God, not yet with surface-to-air missiles. And and we've got to go in there as if we mean it. If we don't mean it, let's stay out. But if we mean it, let's go in as if we mean it.
All right. Now, lack of leadership against ISIS is dangerous enough, as you know, Ben. But as you point out in your piece, you also address Ebola. And lack of leadership against Ebola is deadly. Has the potential to I mean, transform this nation in a way that I don't even think Obama meant when he said transform America. And people are scared. I have no confidence in what I'm hearing from any of them in this administration, including the president.
I have no confidence in him whatsoever. I mean, why do we need to have flights from West Africa to the United States of America? All these other European countries have stopped them. If people want to go to West Africa, let them go there and stay there. But why do they need to go there and then come back bringing the disease with them? Look, it's called Ebola. It's not called the common cold. It's not called a sore throat. It's not called a minor headache. It's called Ebola because it's a deadly, serious plague, and we simply have to get it stopped. At least, I don't think we're going to get it stopped in Africa, but I think we have to get it stopped here. There's no reason to bring it to America. I mean, there are lots of things we want to import from other countries, but we certainly don't want to import Ebola. What's the point? Why is there such an urgent need to have flights from Africa to the United States?
And Ben, you know what the administration tells us? You know what the lack of leadership tells us? We hear from the CDC director, well, if you ban flights into the country, then you can't bring people into Africa to help combat it, because how would they get back? Now, that's insane. You make an exception and an exemption for government workers who go over there to help. I mean,
well, I don't even know if they should do that, to tell you the truth, sir. I'm not sure they should do that. If people are sent over there to fight Ebola, it seems to me they have to volunteer for a long-term commitment.
Yeah, or you could quarantine them for 21 days to the incubation period. But to imply that if we don't let people infected into this country from there, then nobody could go there and help them is just a ridiculous rationale.
Well, there are all kinds of different quarantines. I mean, I've read that there's an 80-day incubation period. Even if you have to quarantine them for 80 days, that's better than bringing Ebola back to the United States of America. I mean, this is a country that has not known a serious plague since the Spanish influenza after World War I. This could be the next one. And what do we need it for? I mean, so we can let a few people travel back and forth to the Firestone or to the Bridgestone rubber plantations? I mean, this is ridiculous. There's no need to do it. And we're dealing with an extremely serious plague. And again, this is Mr. Obama failing to make to pre-think out what's going on. What's he doing?
I couldn't agree with you more. Hey, be sure to get the latest issue of Newsmax Magazine, where Ben writes his Dreemz column, newsmax.com/magazine. Thank you, Ben Stein.